this video, I will walk you through the process I went through to make this commercial of the iPhone 17. I will be showing you the necessary steps for creating a high-quality ad. This video is not sponsored by Apple. First, you have to find out what exactly you are creating an ad of. I suggest any good-looking product that you find interesting. I suggest you search for a reference that you like on Google or Pinterest. The next step is to model the product that you chose. I recommend that you start by creating the simples of the object, then progressively add details. Once that's done, we can start animating the product. When it comes to animation, it helps to have smooth camera movement and enough scenes so that the viewer stays engaged. Moving on, we set up all the materials of the product and add the lighting. I encourage you to try to create your own procedural materials, or to use something like Polyhaven and download a material. And when it comes to lighting, it's best to use area lights, since they give us the most flexibility. You might have to go back and forth between lighting and animation because they tend to work hand in hand. For this video, I decided to make a commercial for the iPhone 17. You don't need to use the same product yourself, but feel free to use it too. Once you have your product, try to find lots of references for the 3D modeling process. The next step is to start moving all your reference into your preferred 3D modeling software. I like to use Blender because it's capable of doing much more than most 3D software, and it's completely free. Now we can start the modeling process. I recommend that you first use simple shapes at first, then you add the details on top. Try to make your model match your reference as closely as possible. Once that's done, we can move on to animation. When it comes to animation, I suggest that you add markers into your timeline to get a better understanding of the timing. Now's time to animate. Try to follow the flow of your animation as closely as possible to avoid any unnecessary confusion or any jarring transitions. I advise to create a rig for your model if it's more complex. Here is use our own procedural materials or materials from Polyhaven. If the material you're trying to create is fairly simple, I suggest that you create your own procedural texture. Otherwise, you could use a source like Polyhaven to get a high-quality material for free. After that, you can move to lighting your animation. You might want to change the materials of the object so that they better work under the specific lighting scenario you've created. It's also important to add a background that best fits your scene without being too distracting. Finally, it's vital to the final render that you don't forget to composite your scene, or else it might look flat or unrealistic. Now the last step is just to hit render and wait for the magic to happen. And that's it. You should now have your own Apple-grade animation. I hope you like this video and that you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.